This. Oh, I got it. All right, so we are live right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Check that. Cool. And one more thing. Welcome back, everybody, to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, 3GW in the building. Here to talk some wrestling. Stream Rules Weekend. Real Big E and Rob the Ambassador.
Hey.
I kind of know how it's going, but for the people, how's it going?
Man, I'm as everyone can see, I'm wearing my Bronco gear. They're playing right now as we record. It's an ugly game. Broncos are hanging on to a 9-6 lead. It's been nothing but field goals. And I'm just hoping that the Broncos can pull it out and get their shit together, man. They're playing some ugly football this year.
Yeah, it's really reminiscent of my Bears. I mean, they're not that much better. I mean, there's potential. I see both teams having potential. I mean, Russell Wilson, I think they just need to work on play calls, and it's tough having a coach that's never done this before, and so that's probably to me the biggest issue. Not that they need to get Russ ready; it's everybody else they need to get ready.
Yeah, it's a very young coaching staff, and sometimes when everything is new, it's going to take time for it to gel. So I'm being patient, but as a fan at the same time, I just wish they could show me something.
Yeah. So we are here to do our Extreme Rules predictions, but I do have to get a couple of thoughts and opinions from the ambassador because I haven't had a chance to ask him about this stuff yet. Two things. Mm-hmm. Get the first one out of the way because it is AEW related. The most recent incidents, all these backstage fights, actual fights with AEW. We had the whole CM Punk thing, and then with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and then right after that, we had Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, and then Sammy Guevara with Andrade. And the fact that everybody in that CM Punk ordeal was sent home, which is fair to me. It's like, doesn't matter. Everybody that's involved, all y'all go home. So I actually gave Tony Khan respect for that. Okay, cool. This, however, I talked about this last night. You get into it with Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston is the one that got sent home and lost the match. You got into it with Andrade. You put your hands on him first. He got sent home and lost the match. What?
Well, man, look, I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on, why Sammy Guevara is getting into it with all these guys. I'm guessing, dude, maybe just a cocky little punk, maybe got a mouth on him, thinks he's something. And he's a talented wrestler. I'll give him that. But look, this all comes back to me to Tony Khan. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He is the boss, supposedly. And you need to get your house in order. Instead, you're letting the inmates run the asylum, and you're too busy trying to be friends with everybody and not be the boss. For all of the criticism we gave Vince McMahon about how he booked some of these wrestlers and some of his decision-making, and justifiably so, the one thing you can say is that Vince McMahon, he ran that locker room. Okay, you respected Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon did not put up with any bullshit. And Tony Khan needs to follow suit. He needs to handle his business. And I don't think he would be out of line to suspend Sammy. Because first with Kingston, now with Andrade, there's something going on, and dude's out of control. And if you don't do something, you send Andrade home, but you let Sammy stay and compete, what kind of message is that sending?
Not just compete on TV, got to win.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. WWE also had what they call locker room leaders. The two that come to mind is Undertaker and Mark Henry, both locker room leaders. Mark Henry is in AEW, but it's like, and he said one of the reasons he wanted to go over there was to be a locker room leader. But I think that between him, Jericho, and Punk, and a couple other people, they're all just like, this generation of people, they don't listen. They don't take advice as for what it is. It's advice. My opinion on advice is this, and I probably was young and dumb too. At one point, didn't want to listen to anybody, but at 35, I've gotten to that point in life, and I've learned this from always watching and listening to people older than me. Is you're never too old to learn. You should be a student of life until you die, because there's always something to learn. So anytime somebody wants to pull me aside and give me advice that I feel is positive, and I can tell they're actually trying to help me, I'm going to take that. And I'm going to thank them for taking the time, because they don't have to do that. And I guess the problem with being a young, bullheaded man with a lot of money and you have a gorgeous wife, you take advice as people trying to say that what you're doing is wrong, so to speak. And, but I mean, this is wrong. Don't give you, it's just not, this is not the way to behave. But obviously we say the talent is there. He could be a superstar, but you just have to you have to carry yourself a certain way. That's really all there is to say about that. The other thing, seems like this is going to culminate based on the clues, based on the QR codes, based on everything we've seen, based on the song playing during commercial breaks. It seems like White Rabbit is the reveal might be Saturday. We haven't had a chance to talk about all this stuff. So I guess the best question I could ask you is, I guess two-part question. Do you believe it's Bray Wyatt? And if it's not Bray Wyatt, or is there anybody other than Bray Wyatt that they could deliver that would be satisfying?
To me, no. When you look at these kind of clues, these little cryptic things and white rabbits, and I mean, all of this to me just screams Bray Wyatt. Right? I mean, that's just the first thing that comes to my mind. So then my only question is, which Bray Wyatt are we going to get? Are we going to get Bray Wyatt when he first came in with the Wyatt family, or are we going to get the Fiend? I prefer the old Bray Wyatt. As everyone knows who watches this or listens to this podcast, I am not a fan of the Fiend. Either way, I will say this. I think it will be great to have Bray back. He's a tremendous talent. I think with Triple H's influence, he could do great things. But I hope it's not the Fiend gimmick, if indeed it is Bray.
I think we get, if it's Bray, something totally different than either the Fiend or that first incarnation. I'm with you. I would be happy if it is that first incarnation, because it made sense. And I think they could do a new Wyatt family. You got Braun back. You could easily bring back Eric Rowan. That wouldn't be too hard to do. And you could throw Madcap Moss in there or something as a third person to give him something better to do than what he's doing now. That would elevate him.
Now, Rowan, he's done some work with AEW as Eric Redbeard. Is he an independent, just kind of a hired gun, or is he under contract with them?
No, he's strictly an independent.
Well, then, hey,
I saw an interview with him like right when Brody died, and we're very well spoken guy, and he has a lot of businesses too that he's involved with. So he's doing good. He just probably biding his time as well. Okay, now get down to it here. The match card itself. Extreme Rules this Saturday from Philadelphia. And what better place for it to be than the town of the Extreme?
Yeah. And the home of my 76ers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what, man? I really hope that it'd be nice to see them get something up because as long as I've been alive, they've only gone to the finals once, and that was with Allen Iverson.
Man, as long as I've been a fan, and this goes back to the late 70s, early 80s, when my favorite player of all time, Dr. J, played for them. They only got one championship, 1983. Never forget. They made it a couple of times, but man, you had Larry Bird playing for the Celtics. You had Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy with the Lakers. Later on you had Michael Jordan. And so it was hard for the Sixers to get even that one. There was so much talent back then, but they did get one. But that's the only championship I've ever seen my Sixers get.
Yeah. All right. Kicking off here with the I almost called it a trios match. For watching too much AEW.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man. So we have hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure I have this pulled up correctly. Got the Brawling Brutes going up against Imperium. So glad they're back together. I really wish they get that original music back, but
yeah.
And this is a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, man. It just means it's just going to be a fight. It's just going to be a slapper, as the inside man would say. It's just going to call it something. An old fashioned Donnybrook just sounds corny to me, but oh well.
What's that? It was an old school NWA stipulation match. They did an AEW recently with Dustin Rhodes.
What, the bunkhouse match?
The bunkhouse match.
That's an old Dusty Rhodes concept.
Yeah. Oh man. I guess this is kind of hard to predict because tomorrow they're doing Sheamus and Gunther 2.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I like both. The Brawling Brutes I've warmed up to them, so to speak.
Okay.
Still hate the name Butch, but always been a fan of Imperium. Love those guys. I actually think Walter could use a little weight put back on him. He looks a little too small now, but
Gunther?
Hey, Gunther, sorry.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Yeah. Gunther could use a little more weight put on him because look at Sheamus, look at him. But that match at Clash of the Castle was fantastic.
Yeah.
I tell you what, this is kind of a double prediction here. I think Gunther will retain tomorrow still. So then maybe Saturday, the Brawling Brutes get the win. And as a matter of fact, I won't even say, I'll say Gunther retains via disqualification tomorrow. I don't think there'll be a finish. And it just carries over into Saturday night. And then the Brawling, I'm going to go with the Brawling Brutes on this one. Just to give them something. They didn't win the tag team championships, and Sheamus lost at Clash of the Castle. They got to win something.
Okay, I agree with you about tomorrow night. I don't think we'll get a real finish. I think it's just going to end up with all 6 of these guys getting into it to set up the match on Saturday. But I actually am picking Imperium to win. These guys, I just think they want them to be a very strong faction. And I agree with you that the Brutes could use it more, but I just think they want Imperium to look strong, and so that's why I think they'll win it.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's tough. It's a tough pick. Almost every match on this card is a tough pick. Well, almost. Because this right here, this is clear. This should be a clear cut, no doubt about it. Ronda Rousey getting the W here, Extreme Rules match. She can't lose 3 times in a row to Liv Morgan. I know I was big on Liv in the beginning of the year, but I'm also big on booking. And if you book somebody the wrong way, then that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to keep it real. I'm hoping that this is going to be the best match in the series with given the stipulation, but Ronda said something that's really makes a lot of sense. She's the most lethal, unarmed woman walking Earth, or at least one of. You're gonna give her access to weapons. She can't lose. She cannot lose. So Ronda, new SmackDown once again. Excuse me, SmackDown Women's Champion.
Man, I'm with you. I think Ronda should win it. I think it'll be hard fought. You know, we know Liv. She's gonna leave everything out there, and she's allowed to use weapons too, which I think is to her advantage. Because look, if this is just hand to hand, no way Ronda should lose to her. The only advantage for Liv is that she is able to use weapons. So, but even with that said, Ronda should, and I believe will win.
Yeah. You can get over, excuse me, without going over. And I think that that will be the case here with Liv. I think she'll put on a good fight and come close, but I think Ronda's going to just edge her out just that much.
Yep, I agree.
Now, this is one of the matches I'm very interested in seeing how this goes. Because I do have some concerns. But I'm very interested to see how this goes. Because I'm so glad to see Cross back. I don't know how I feel about his first pay-per-view match being against Drew, because Drew's already lost to Roman. Drew hasn't really been on a good winning streak lately. But you can't have Cross come back and lose, because based on how he was booked before, he's got to come out with a W here. I guess my other problem is this match, while the strap match is not necessarily a big time stipulation, these two did kind of just start feuding. You know, I don't know. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm just curious how this is going to be booked. I guess somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. It's Extreme Rules strap match. I could easily see Scarlett being involved in distracting Drew, and that being how to get out of this with Drew taking the L. So I guess the easiest way for me to go is that Cross just came back. This is first main roster pay-per-view match ever. Right. Let's think about that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And he's got to get the W here.
Yeah, boy, this is intriguing because, like you said, Drew has taken a lot of losses on a big stage. I know that I picked him to win at Clash at the Castle. I can't remember if you did or not.
No, I picked Roman. Okay.
So I was really shocked when he didn't get over there. I don't know.
Wait. I may have picked. I don't remember who I picked.
Now that I think about it, you may have picked Roman. But either way, point I'm trying to make is that it's hard. You can't have Drew losing all of these big matches, but at the same time, like you said, you bought Cross back. Can you have him lose on his first major pay-per-view? So I'm going to agree with you that Cross wins. But once again, this is a feud. It's not going to end with only this match. There could be some sort of shenanigans, like you said, involving Scarlett. So with that said, I'm going to say that Cross wins, but that we have not, this match will not be the end of the feud.
Oh yeah. And that's the other way you keep it going. You know, I don't. Oh, Survivor Series is next.
Well, Clash at the Castle, or not? I'm sorry, Crown Jewel.
Well, I'm curious though, not to get too far ahead, but with the War Games concept, I'm not sure how they're going to do that because they're not doing SmackDown versus Raw, but they are doing one male match and one female match. So I don't know. We'll see what Triple H got cooking up, but we'll see.
Yeah, they'll probably get captains and have elimination matches to determine who's on each team. Stuff. So they'll come up with some concept like that. Something.
Yeah. Edge and Finn Balor.
For the first time ever, I heard Edge say,
Yeah. This would be the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
1-on-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I quit match. Yeah, I'm trying to get this out of my mouth with it making sense, but Finn Balor. I'm picking Finn Balor with a shit ton of shenanigans. We all remember I think it was I don't know if it was the first one, but the first one that I ever saw was The Rock and Mankind and how they played the I Quit over the speakers.
Brutal. That's one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to watch.
Yeah, man, all those chair shots. I don't know. I mean, look, it was a different time then. We didn't know about concussions, but The Rock was laying those things in. I don't know how, I'm sure Foley told him, hey, man, just keep it going. But I don't know how The Rock kept laying those in. That was absolutely brutal.
The Rock laying those chair shots to Mick Foley's head while his kids and wife watched. Mm-hmm. It's ugly. Mm-hmm. I liked Edge's promo this past week on Raw. I know you haven't seen it yet, but it's pretty good. And I just think that based on his promo, something's going to happen where Finn Balor is going to win. So I like I said, I don't want to spoil Raw for you, but I think Balor and Judgment Day need this win more than anything. They've kind of rebounded Judgment Day. For a while, they're kind of dead in the water, but I think they've rebounded pretty good. I'll be glad when they get away from this Dominic Ray stuff. I know they're trying to drag it out and maybe stretch it to Mania. I don't know how the hell they do that. They got to get Ray off TV for that. But yeah, I think you just got to keep pushing the newer talent. I know Balor's not necessarily new. He's 4 years old, but and even Priest is 40 years old for that matter. But you got Rhea and you got Dominic, so you got to elevate those guys, that faction. So yeah, I'm gonna go somehow, some way, Finn Balor.
Yeah, I didn't know Priest was that old, but I'm with you. I think Balor's going to win here, and I have not seen Raw, and I don't know if you're talking about, but this is my theory. I think somehow there's going to be a threat to Beth Phoenix. That's the only way you would get Edge to quit. Beth Phoenix or his kids, and I don't think they're going to involve the kids. Maybe Rhea or some members of Judgment Day bring Beth Phoenix out, threatening her somehow, and that's how you get Edge to quit.
Or
okay, well,
you was it AEW? Yeah, it was AEW. Remember when MJF threw in the towel for Cody Rhodes? You could have that kind of scenario. I don't know if throwing in the towel would count, but you would see Beth. I could see Beth coming out and being like, I can't watch y'all do this to my husband anymore. So
yeah, but that means that if Beth is throwing in the towel, that means Edge is taking a pretty good beat down.
Yeah.
So and I guess that could happen. But I agree with you. I think the Judgment Day, look, we've said it. We said it on the last pay-per-view that they need a big win. And Edge doesn't need it. He's a made man, Hall of Famer. He does not need it. But like you said, Finn, Rhea, Damian, they all need it. So I do think Balor's going to win. But yeah, obviously there's going to be some definite shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. And the shenanigans are not going to end there.
Oh, boy.
This match here screams it. Though I would like to see this be as clean as possible because we're getting something kind of historic here. And I think these two women could tear it up in a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm looking forward to this thing. I think this might be this is the show stealer alert for me. I think these two women could really do some damage. Now they have been in Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell match was but that KOD on that ladder that was delivered to Bayley, we all remember that, and that was a good finish. But yeah, and I'll say this much. Damage Control heavily featured on Raw. I think a lot of stuff has to do with, Hurricane. What's the name of the hurricane?
Was it Ian?
Ian, yeah. And certain talent being stuck in Florida, but they were pretty heavily featured. And so was Bianca on Raw, and I do think this will be great. And it's hard for me to make this pick because I'm a big Bianca fan, but I do think it's time for Bayley to finally, she's never beaten Bianca. So I think time is now, and you got another dominant faction in WWE with these women, with Bayley as the Raw Women's Champion and Io Shirai and Dakota Kai as the Women's Tag Team Champions. Picking Bayley.
Well, that makes two of us. I am picking Bayley as well. Bianca has had a great run. She's been a great champion. It's made me proud, but all reigns have to end sometime, and I think hers is going to end Saturday. It's going to be, like you said, I think it has the potential to steal the show. I think these women are going to deliver, but at the end of it all, Bayley is the new women's champion. Raw Women's Champion.
I'd be shocked if she didn't win.
I would be too.
That's how much I believe she's going to win. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay. And I could only presume this will be the main event. Seth Rollins and versus Matt Riddle with Daniel Cormier as the special guest referee in a fight pit match. It has to be the main event because there's no ropes. They have to build this structure. Unless they somehow do it first, it has to be last. I think they would do it last, though. This clearly has been booked as the main event thing that has been featured on Raw so heavily with them fighting. And you got Daniel Cormier. So it has to be the main event. Okay. The one thing I'll say, and I hate they did this, and they booked a match with Seth Rollins for Monday already, because this coming Monday is the Raw season premiere, just like tomorrow is the SmackDown season premiere.
Right.
So they had to kind of give some matches, and he's got a good match. But when you tell me he's going to wrestle on Monday after this brutal match on Saturday, it just kind of takes away a little bit. I don't know. But oh man. I guess I got I think Seth Rollins has to win. Just because of the match he has on Monday. It wouldn't make any sense for him to lose and then get the matches getting on Monday. So I'm picking Rollins somehow, some way.
Okay, and I have not
Rollins.
seen Raw, so I don't know what match it is that you're talking about. But man,
Yeah, I'm going Rollins.
to me, look, I want Rollins to win, homeboy. One of my dudes. But I'm picking Riddle in this. If Riddle can't win a match, this type of match with Cormier, who I assume will be a partial referee, an impartial referee, I should say. Man, to me, that's a bad look for Riddle. He's already lost to Seth once. I'm going to say somehow, some way Riddle wins it, but the feud will continue. It'll be 1-1 at that point, and it'll actually. I can say this. Raw is coming back to Des Moines in December, and they're already advertising Rollins versus Riddle again. Now, card is always subject to change, right? That's the key thing there. But that is what they are advertising. So the feud's not going to end with this match.
No.
So I'm going to say that Riddle gets over, but somehow, some way. Oh, go ahead.
The other reason I'm going to pick Seth Rollins, I just want to say, solely based on not solely based, but based on them doing war games. These two got to be in there somehow, some way. So I think you're going to have a team Rollins and a team Riddle, and maybe that's how you get, like, maybe Rollins picks Judgment Day as his team, and maybe Riddle gets AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and somebody else, maybe Braun or Kevin Owens, maybe Kevin Owens. I think I think War Games is gonna be really good. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Rollins. I'm gonna pick Seth Rollins. Yeah.
All right, I got Riddle.
All right.
I want Rollins to win, but I think it's going to be Riddle.
Okay. Well, everybody, those are the predictions. That is the show. Post show will be immediately following this Saturday. We'll be going live once again, and I think
we're going to have the Inside Man on with us, aren't we?
And the Inside Man, good brother Blake, will be with us. So that just makes it all that much sweeter. I'll see if Doc can make time for his brethren, but no guarantees there.
Yeah,
but yes.
Yeah, well, hey, listeners already know that.
Yeah. But yes, good brother Blake be in the building. Can't wait to hear his thoughts, and hopefully the card is I'm psyched. I'm excited for the first time in a long time to watch Extreme Rules.
Well, hey, we've got more than one extreme match on Extreme Rules. How about that?
Finally.
Yeah, crazy, right? What do we got? Like 3
they all have a stipulation.
I never thought of that. I guess they all do. Okay, yeah.
Yep. You got the fight pit.
Yeah, you got the old-fashioned Donnybrook. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Extreme Rules match, ladder match. Yeah. They all have stipulation.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Night of Extreme. Whew, yeah. So make sure y'all check us out. Check out the channel first and foremost. Got some trailer reactions up. Got some movie reviews coming. I've got a review that I'm gonna post later on. I've already started editing. I shot it last night. It's Halloween. It's October, so it's Halloween month. We'll be doing we're both gonna pick horror movies to review, more our extended movie reviews, and we're gonna in tribute to MJ Book, we're gonna be doing 13 Ghosts, so that'll be his pick because that was one of his picks last year. But we'll be doing that 13 Ghosts. I am down to 2 movies I'm trying to decide on, and so yeah, that's what we got. Those 3 movies we got coming up. Movie reviews for sure coming up. I just Had it on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, we've got some trying to laugh videos up. Like I said, trailer reactions, Black Panther and Emancipation. And this is just a lot of content on the way. Patreon is up. It's live. There'll be more content coming to that as well. We're gonna be working on Patreon. That's gonna be more of a slower project, but it's a place that I can put stuff that I can't put on here. So that's the sole purpose of that, and that's why it's so cheap. Hit us up on social medias, Instagram, Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, Twitter, podcast_third. Tweet along with the shows. And on Instagram, I always put up a poll for every pay-per-view for predictions so people can make their own predictions and we can see what everybody else thinks. Email us at thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com with all your thoughts, questions, concerns, recommendations, and requests. We take requests. We do the videos. What he wants to react to, watch-alongs, things of that nature. And check us out on TikTok, Third Generation Wrestling Pod. More videos coming to that too. It's just a lot going on. Trying to get all this stuff. I've got concept art in the works. Trying to get some logos, which means gear. Trying to ramp this thing up. So it's a lot of stuff going on. I think that's it. All the plugging. Thank you all for hitting the like button and subscribing. Numbers are going up. Greatly appreciated. And we're going to keep the content coming. Ambassador, take it away.
Man, I feel like it's been so long since I've been on here. I almost forgot how to do this. But listeners, you know, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We want to hear from you. Like Big E said, hit us up on all of our sites that we have. Give us some show ideas. Yeah. And you know, we would really love it and appreciate it if you would support the Patreon channel. We're grinding. We're trying to get the content out. We're trying to continue to build this show. We've been at this for a while, and we can't do it without all of you. So once again, love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you.
That's right. More content coming. The goal is to post daily. Give you all something every single day because you all have been loyal to us. We want to be loyal to you. We thank you all. We appreciate y'all. Enjoy Extreme Rules. Can't wait to talk about it. And we hope that we get to see a White Rabbit. Take care, everybody.